Hey guys, welcome back. Last time we took a look at skills that I find easier, more enjoyable, or just kind of better designed in old school RuneScape than in RuneScape 3. Today, we are looking at 3 skills that are more enjoyable to train in RuneScape 3 than old school RuneScape. Just like last time, this will be from the point of view of an Iron Man, which are unable to buy XP, but I'm sure some of you will still comment about how there's MTX and you can buy XP in RuneScape 3. Before we get into that though, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment of what skills you think are more enjoyable in which version of the game. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out the social media linked in my description. And lastly, remember to come back every Monday for RuneScape 3 videos and every Thursday for old school RuneScape videos. Mining in old school RuneScape is basically a cage match where you and every bot or other player in the game fight over a single ore from a single rock. If you're lucky, your ores are near the bank, and if not, have fun teleporting, walking for hours, or dropping everything you gathered. Now, old school RuneScape does have an alternative method of training mining, being the Motherlode mine or blast furnace mine. But for me, the Motherlode mine is great because it's a great way to AFK mining, and it fixes the feeling of fighting over ores with everyone. But it comes at the cost of being unable to pick your own ores that you want to get. Similarly, with blast mining, you can't pick which ore you go for, but you can get them at earlier levels. Now, take that all in comparison to mining in RuneScape 3. Each rock is never ending, and multiple people can mine from it. This means you don't have to fight like a homeless man over the last slice of pizza in the dumpster. There is also way more ores with a new type of ore every 10 levels, making it easy to make your own melee gear on an Iron Man, and even better, you can get your own pickaxes as you increase the levels all the way up to level 90. You also don't have to worry about banking, as in RuneScape 3 we have an item called Porters from our Divination skill that automatically teleports things to your bank. Or, if you're old-fashioned, you can use an ore box to hold extra ore between bank runs. Just to be clear, I think old school has something like this, but I'm not too certain. Now, I feel like I can't mention mining in this list without also discussing smithing. The two of them are just so well designed and meant to pair together. In old school RuneScape, smithing is very straightforward. You take some coal and an ore, you smelt it at a furnace into a bar, using increasing stacks of coal depending on what bar you're trying to make. You are limited to how many you can make based off your inventory size. Then, you take all of those bars to an anvil and smelt them into a piece of armor using different numbers of bars based off what piece of armor you're trying to make. There's also the Giant's Foundry, where you can melt down gear or armor into swords for a giant and get points and rewards, kind of like a minigame. However, the downside to smithing in old school RuneScape, to me though, is that the gear you make is useless to you at the smithing level you need to make it. For example, you can't make rune armor until level 90 smithing, despite only needing 40 defense or 40 attack to wield the weapons. Compare this to RuneScape 3, where every 10 levels there is a new type of metal that you can work with. You still make bars at a furnace, but the ores and bars can be stored in the furnace, allowing you to smelt the bars without having to run back and forth between the banks. You can even use smithing gauntlets from the Family Crest quest to just keep smelting bars and not have to bank them in the furnace. And since each level of smithing makes the armor that you require at the same range of melee stats to wear it, it's great for getting gear early on an Iron Man. Though I think what truly sets the game design apart from old school RuneScape is that you can take that gear that you forged and increase it to a better level using more bars. Also, unlike old school RuneScape, it's kind of more realistic in the sense that you go to a forge to heat the bars into a project, and then you constantly have to reheat the project to get the max amount of XP. Also, you get the cool bonus of the higher your smithing level, you get a chance to make extra bars. So this is great overall because you don't have to rely on shops to get your gear, and you can make it yourself. The final skill on this list for me is thieving. In old school RuneScape, outside of a few NPCs in Valimor, if you're pickpocketing or stealing from a stall, every time you want to do an action, you have to click. So that means each time you want to pickpocket, you click the NPC, or each time you want to steal from the stall, you click the stall. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I don't like getting carpal tunnel every time I want to train a skill. You can do Pyramid Plunder to train thieving, but it's just about as click intensive. And if you haven't played either game, basically Pyramid Plunder is a mini game where you thieve treasures from jars in a pyramid, and it's the exact same in both games. Now, in RS3 on the other hand, when you're thieving from an NPC, you click it once and you keep pickpocketing until you get caught. This allows for a more enjoyable and ergonomic method of training the skill. But don't worry, if you're a sadist and you like getting carpal tunnel, you can get it by going and cracking safes, which is an activity where you click on a safe at the right time for rapid amounts of XP. Basically, anytime the safe glows, you click on it and you get a big XP drop. To me, these are way more laid back options to train overall than in old school RuneScape, which is why to me it's just an overall better design for the skill in RS3. Well guys, that's my list of skills that I think are a little bit better designed, or at least more enjoyable to train in RS3 versus old school RuneScape. As I've said many times in my videos, I do enjoy both games, but I really enjoy looking at how one company can have two different ways of designing the same thing. So, what do you think? Do you agree with my list? What skills do you think are more enjoyable in RuneScape 3 versus old school RuneScape? Do you have any skills you think are better in old school RuneScape than RuneScape 3? Let me know down below in the comments. I do try to respond to everyone, so hopefully I get to yours. And before you go, make sure to give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content on Mondays and old school RuneScape content on Thursdays. Anyways, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.